Thanks for coming out today. I brought you out here today to give a demonstration on metal detecting and how to retrieve items safely from the ground without causing damage. I also wanted to discuss the service that metal detectors provide the community. And what I mean by this is many metal detectors have found gold rings and returned them to the owners. We also pick up all kinds of trash out of parks and fields and stuff. I can't even tell you how many McDonald's bags that I picked up off the ground, and any stuff we find below the surface that's garbage we get rid of as well. Now the safety aspect of this is I find many knives in public playgrounds. You know, this is the type of thing that you don't want your toddler to get a hold of, because not only can he hurt himself or hurt somebody else in the park. These things are many in the ground at local parks. And if you think that's scary, try a .22 pistol. Now fortunately this one is rusted and seized up, but many communities are starting to ban the hobby of metal detecting, and I'm worried that if that ever happens, that not only will we lose a wonderful hobby, but I'm afraid that there will be a lot of children that will get hurt as well. Now, with that being said, I'd like to move on to the demonstration. What I have here is a Garrett AT Pro metal detector. Basically how the metal detector works, this is a basic description, is you take and you swing the coil over the ground. And when you pass over a metallic item, it'll set off a sensor, go into the coil, up the cable, and into the control housing. And what this will do then is trigger off a number and an icon. I'm not going to turn this on actually, because with it being a metal detector, it's going to set off from the electronics, the nails and stuff in the walls and in the floor, and it would just be too loud to even hear what I'm saying. So I've actually made a demonstration video that I'm going to fire up here in just a moment, but I want to show everybody the icons. When it goes off, it'll show like a nickel, quarter, dime, jewelry, pull tab, iron, things of that nature. And it's never 100% because nothing's never laying flat on the ground for you to be able to tell what it is. So if it's on an angle, it'll give a slightly different reading. It's important to dig every target to find out what it is. This is called recovery without damage. Like I said, many communities are trying to ban the hobby. This is a demonstration of how the metal detector works. Got a nice silver signal here, you swing back and forth. It's my dog whimpering in the background. Never go into a park with a shovel. Somebody sees you run around with a shovel, they're expecting that you're digging big old holes, and they're going to call the police, and it'll leave a bad mark on our hobby. But you cut a plug, which is what you're doing here. You're cutting a C shape into the ground, and you only cut the C so that you can flip it. And this way you keep roots connected into the ground so that water gets into the roots and the plug doesn't dry out, because if it dries out, then that's going to cause damage to the park, and the hobby could itself be banned. So again, you just kind of flip it over. I'll be very careful not to damage it. You pull out this little handheld metal detector, which will show you in the plug or in the hole where the item is. This happens to be a Standing Liberty quarter that miraculously just ended up there. Now I have found stuff like this before, but this was a staged hunt, so it wasn't a big find. Now the big important thing here is to make sure that you get your hole covered back up, that you fill your plug in, that you don't leave any evidence that the ground was ever disturbed, and that you dispose of all trash. Walk away and you only leave footprints. Nothing else, nothing more. So I talked real quick on how the demonstration works as far as a community service. But we also have some nice rewards that we get from the hobby, as well as rings that I've recovered from my water hunts, and from local parks and properties that I've hunted. Gold and silver. Found some chains, some old relics, mini balls, old three-ring Civil War bullets, horse bridle. Really, the hobby is a great exercise, great pastime, and it's like I think it was Huck Finn said that every once in a while you just got to go out and dig something up. So this is the demonstration on metal detecting, and thank you all for coming.